In this lesson, you will learn how to write equivalent rational expressions. Writing equivalent rational expressions. Here we're given an expression and asked to write an equivalent expression with the given denominator. So in the first expression, it has a denominator of 9a. So we need to ask yourself, what do you need to multiply 9a with in order to get 27a squared b? Well, 9 times 3 is 27, so I need to multiply it with 3. In addition, if I have two a's and I have only one a over here, I need to multiply it with a, and also it needs one b. So you're always asking yourself, what do you need to multiply this 9a with in order to get 27a squared b? Okay, and so I would need to multiply it with 3ab. Notice now with 9a times 3ab, it does equal 27a squared b. But remember the rules for fractions. Whatever you multiply the bottom with, you must also multiply the top with. And that's going to give you a missing number of 12ab squared. Anything that is not factored, you need to make sure, step one, you factor that first. Over this next example, I need to factor this. The given denominator is already in its simplified form, but we can factor the equivalent one. So let's go ahead and factor that. It factors into 3 times 2x plus 5. So we already have 2x plus 5. So what do we need to multiply that with in order to get 3 times 2x 5? And as you can see, the only thing we're missing there is just a 3. So we multiply the bottom and the top by 3, which is going to give us a missing number of 21x. Next, we're going to go ahead and factor the first given expression here. Remember, we factor anything that's not simplified. So let's take the GCF out of 20 and write what's left in parentheses. So what we have is 20 times x plus 5. And you say, what do you need to multiply that with in order to get 20y x plus 5? So you have everything here except the only thing you're missing from that LCD, that denominator that you want. You're just missing the y. So multiply the top and the bottom by y. And that's going to give you a missing number of 3y. And there you have it. Writing equivalent rational expressions, because that's the next step. So step one, you need to know how to find the LCD. Step two, make sure you know how to write equivalent fractions. And then we're going to move on later to third step, which is to add or subtract unlike rational expressions. Let's do 2 more examples here. So step 1 in example 4 here is we have to factor this difference of square, and we know that factors into x plus 2, x minus 2. And then we want to say, what do we need to multiply that difference of square with in order to get your denominator of x plus 2, x minus 2, x minus 4? So that what you were missing, yes, was the x minus 4. So we're going to multiply the top and the bottom by x minus 4. When we do that, that's going to leave us, when we do the distributive property, 5 times x and 5 times negative 4, is going to leave us with 5x minus 20. On the next example, we're going to go ahead and proceed by factoring the trinomial into 2 binomials. Once we do that, again, we want to ask ourselves, what is 3x plus 3, x plus 3, x minus 5? What is that missing in order for it to be the complete denominator here, LCD? We want this LCD of x minus 2 times x plus 3 times x minus 5. And as we can see, what we're missing is the x minus 2. So you're going to go ahead and multiply the top and the bottom by that. Once we do the distributive property of 3 times x and then 3 times negative 2, that's going to leave us with a missing number of 3x minus 6. And there you have it, writing equivalent rational expressions.